Look, never let them tell you you can't do it. Hard times, but you're gonna get through it. I promise you, cause I
Okay, guys, we are going to get started in just a moment. Let me make sure that all of our settings are okay and we are ready to rock and roll, and we will get started. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. And hopefully, you will get a lot of great things from here. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Awesome, awesome. So I hope that you guys are, having a really great Friday, and I hope that you've had a very productive week as well. So yesterday I went live and I shared with you guys that I would be going live to really talk about the building blocks for content success, and that is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So one of the things that I'm really clear about and that I think is so important as business owners, regardless, where you are in your business, regardless where you're starting in your business, and regardless of, if you're a coach, if you may be a speaker, you may be an author, like regardless of what your background is, there's some foundational and fundamental components that I think are so just incredibly important overall in your business and overall for your brand. So we're going to talk about some of that today. So for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Felicia Mack, known to many as the Queen of Content, and I work with clients both online and offline to assist them in up leveling their business and brand through their messaging, as well as through trusting the process and standing in their space of authenticity. So you may have, visited one of my events that I've had in the past. You may have just kind of been hanging out with me online. But regardless of how you found out about this training today, I just want to welcome you. All right. So y'all know I don't like long intros. So let's go ahead and let's dive in. So one of the things that I wanted to take some time and share today is the power of your content. Now, let me tell you that your content may look a lot different than my content. Your content may look a lot different than someone else's content. But the bottom line of the situation is that you want to make sure that you're creating content for your clients, right? And the way to understand that is look at the results that you're getting for your clients. If you're in a place right now that you have been working tirelessly, you've been putting out content, but you're not getting the response that you desire and that you deserve, then you probably need to really just focus on how you're putting out content and what content that you're putting out. I will tell you that 9 times out of 10, if you're creating a lot of content, whether that is, articles, whether that is, you focusing on blogging, whether that's YouTube videos, like whatever platform you're putting out content on, if you're not getting the response that you want, then there's a disconnect. So there's either a disconnect in your messaging, there's a disconnect in your branding, or there's a disconnect in the way that you are talking to your clients. I think that is the number one thing that most people kind of make a mistake for. Now, let me tell you that this is something that you develop over time. Like a lot of people say, oh, define your niche, understand your target audience, yada, yada, yada. But that takes time. And, the reality is when we look at big giants and big corporations in the world, guess what? They're in a place right now where they have the market data. They've done the research, right? They know what works and what doesn't work for them. And so we want to make sure that as you are creating content, as you are, putting yourself out there, that your messaging is on point. So let me make sure. Okay. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So, one of the things that I coach my clients to do is to get crystal clear about the problem that they solve, right? Now, getting crystal clear about the problem that you solve not only is going to help you, with your messaging, with how you're showing up and how you're talking to your clients, but guess what it's going to help you with? It's going to help you with the products and the services that you're also going to be developing for your clients. I think that, when you are looking at creating content, whether it's digital products, whether it is you want to write a book, whether it is you want to have a podcast, like whatever that thing is, the reality of the situation is you first have to truly understand, what problem that you're solving. So I want to ask you guys a question right now. If you were to just answer that question in 2 seconds, right? Like, what is the problem that you solve? Basically, if I came to you right now, why would I spend my money working with you? Why would I want to engage with you online? Why would I want to come to one of your courses or take one of your classes? Why would I want to work out with you if you're in personal training? What are the results that you're going to offer me at the very end of the day? Now, a lot of times we have very broad results, right? Like, for example, some of our results could be where, oh, I will motivate you to push past your fears. Okay, but how are you going to motivate me? Like, there's plenty of ways that I can motivate myself. How are you really going to motivate me? Right? So really make sure that when you are being specific about the problems that you solve, make sure that you are truly honing in on the specific, what I like to call buzzwords, that your clients are going to listen to. Because I may be looking for how to be more resilient. I may be looking for how to overcome um bankruptcy. You know what I mean? I may be looking for someone who could help me get out of debt. That's more specific than I'm going to motivate you to work out. I'm going to motivate you to do X, Y, and Z. So the more specific that you can get with those keywords, the better, right? The better. So the other thing that I'll share with you guys that I think is so important is that when you are, creating content, when you're doing anything of the sort, the one thing that you also want to be wary of is, creating content that is not quality. And what I mean by this, I think this is a something that happens a lot. And what I mean by this is that sometimes we get in a place where we're like, oh, I got to post. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do that. But it's like you're not really focusing on what you're posting and why you should be posting what you're posting. Does that make sense? So instead of trying to say, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, really focus in on why you're posting what you're posting. Is it motivating my audience? Is it, or inspiring my audience? Is it educating my audience? Is it asking my audience to take action with something? Is it offering my audience something? Is it, building my email list? Like, what is it that you're actually doing? And I would tell you that the more you do that and the more you hone in on that, really the greater level of response you're going to get, right? And sometimes people are in a place where they feel like they don't know what that is, right? Like they're in a place where they're still trying to figure it out. And that's okay. But make sure that you really prioritize doing that. That's something that I coach my clients on a lot, is focusing on, their overall message, focusing on making sure that what they're putting out is quality. And then also making sure that they have the tools and the systems in place to do so. I think one of the things that, we skip because we don't want to spend the coins, or maybe we don't have it to spend, is making sure that you have the right vehicle for your content, which brings me to my second tip. And that is making sure that you truly have the right vehicle to deliver your content. I will tell you that, more often than not, you are either not using the right vehicle or you're doing too much.com. And so your systems and your tools and your content is all over the place. It's very seldom that I find individuals that have that kind of really good mix, of things. So I would tell you that if you're focusing on, creating a sustainable business, if you want to focus on building your systems, then make sure that the systems that you're signing up for, that you're creating in your business, that they are appropriate for the content that you're putting out in your business. Does that make sense? Because a lot of times, guys, they're not. A lot of times we have all the lead magnets, all the lead pages, all of the things, right? But those are not the things that would probably be best suited for us, for our business, and for our brand. Just keeping it real. So ask yourself that, and ask yourself, like, what does that truly look like, right? What does that truly look like? I would tell you that a lot of times when individuals are in a place where, you know they're trying to pivot their content, they're trying to focus in on, perhaps their business or their brand, and really taking their digital products to the next place. Like, that's the number one thing that they try to do. Oh, let me get this system. Oh, let me, get the newest thing that's out to create all this stuff, for my business. But I would say less is more. Oftentimes less is more. All right. And then the final tip that I'll share with you guys is probably one of the most important, which is why I wanted to save it towards the end here. But it's really to make sure, guys, that you're in a place right now where not only are you focused on having call to actions and what you're doing, but that the call of action has some type of follow up in the background. So a lot of times I'll see content that's created, I'll see individuals posting things, but they won't have that clear call to action. So really focus on, unless you're intentional about not having a call to action, really, really focus in on creating and having that call to action at the end of your content and at the end of your training. I think that makes all of the difference in how you're showing up for your business and showing up for your brand. So I want to pause there for a moment, and I want to see if you guys have any questions. I am looking to see. So we're streaming across multiple platforms right now. So be a little patient with me. So I'm looking to see if you guys have any questions. If you do, definitely type them in. If you're watching the replay, definitely go ahead and type them in as well, because I definitely want to make sure that I hold the space so that I can overserve you. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, fantastic. I don't see any questions right now, but if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. So so basically, those are the key areas that I wanted to talk about today. I don't want to make this too long. But what I will also share with you guys is just very quickly some information about my new coaching program. So I kind of talked about this yesterday. If you watched my live on yesterday, and I'm actually offering a group coaching program where we really do, it's a two set focus. One is on mind mastery, and then the second is on business mastery, which of course content is a huge part of that. And so if you're in a place right now where you're looking to focus on your mindset so that you can get unstuck, so that you can move from where you are to where you desire to be, so that you can truly master overcoming procrastination, and to be resilient and walk in your full authenticity. That is kind of the first part of the course. The second part is business mastery, is where we basically focus on your content, on your systems, on automation, also making sure that you have the business basics in place. So if you need your LLC set up, or if you need to make sure that you have your business bank account set up, like those are all the things that we work on throughout that time. So I will share with you that this is a pre-launch. We officially launch next Friday. This is a pre-launch. So if you are interested, make sure that you email me at info@themacinstitute.com. You can also visit my website, themacinstitute.com, as well, to get some additional training. All right. And information surrounding the training. All right. So So I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. I'm not gonna take too much of your time. But if you have any questions, you're watching a replay of this and you have questions, or if you're part of my YouTube family and you have questions, please leave them down below, and I'm also happy to answer them. All right. So listen, with that, I'm gonna end. It's been what, 15 minutes. So I'm gonna end now, and I will talk to you guys on my next broadcast. I'll talk to you soon.